I said, hey, yo, what's good? And salute to all my YouTube land people in the building. Yes, welcome back to the J-Rock Sports Talk channel. So today I got a little bit of something different. I got what if scenarios. And this one is interesting. Very, very interesting. What if Tim Duncan, as you see right here on the screen, these three, great basketball players. What if Tim Duncan went to the Orlando Magic in 2001? Now, I covered it briefly a couple of times on my J-Rock Gaming channel, which you should check it out. But, so with Tim Duncan, I believe he was in a contract year in 2000, so it was the 99-2000 season. So heading into the 2000-2001 season, I believe he was a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it has something to do with where he wanted to take his family on the team plane, and Doc Rivers, funny enough, who was the coach at the time, I believe he told him no, and the rest is history. He signed back with San Antonio, and there you have it. And and in the words of no, that was forever branded as missed opportunity. But I think it's very interesting, this what if scenario. There's other what if scenarios that I want to cover, like what if Penny Hardaway never got injured, what if Derrick Rose never got injured, what if Amari Stoudemire and I believe a few other players, what if they never got suspended for game, what game was that? Was that, I don't know, either game 5 or game 6 in Phoenix? There's other what if scenarios that I want to cover, but I wanted to start off with this one because this one directly impacts and affects, my Los Angeles Lakers, who at the time, after 2000, they were coming off of their, their championship where they went, I believe, 60, did they go 67-15? I think they did. So they were coming off a tremendous year in 99-2000. Shaq was the MVP, and pretty soon in 2001 they would go on to really, show their dominance within the league by going 15-1 in the playoffs. But let's talk about this right here. So like I said, Doc Rivers, he told Tim Duncan no. His family couldn't come on the team plane during games or something like that. So, but I did mention so I talked about this during my NBA Street and my NBA Live 2002 video. I covered it briefly, but I think this trio would have been very, very interesting to watch. But I think the most important thing is that, and like I said before, I don't wish injury on anybody. Me personally, when I see players getting injured in sports, it's one of the worst things. There's nothing more devastating than a player getting hurt and that player being so good that it derails your season. Now I will say this, to be fair, and one recent example is in 2015 when the Cavaliers, they suffered 2 injuries. Kevin Love was out and Kyrie Irving was out. You understand what I'm saying? So both of those players were hurt, and honestly, I had the Cavs winning that series had both of them been healthy. So back in 2014 when LeBron decided to go back to Cleveland, it was already at least in my opinion, it was already stamped that this dude, he's the best player in the league, which he was. He's the best player in the league, and he's gonna take over, and he's gonna lead Cleveland to a championship. That was my thoughts, especially when I seen that they had gotten Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving was on the team. It was a no-brainer before the season started that Cleveland was going to be not only a team to be reckoned with, but the favorites to win the whole thing. That brief period over the summer and right before the regular season, there's no doubt in my mind that everybody had LeBron and the Cavaliers winning the championship. No doubt in my mind. And then Golden State came along. But like I said, they had some injuries, and that kind of derailed their championship hopes. And speaking of that championship, that's another topic for another time. But I'm trying to illustrate the point that injuries can definitely be devastating. And I said all of that to say this. Like I said, I don't wish injury on anybody. I want to see players healthy. I want to see a full series where everybody can compete on the floor. And because my philosophy, right, is I agree with, even though this is kind of different, but in Dragon Ball Z, that's the mindset of Goku. There was an episode, I don't know if many of you have seen, probably not, but there was one episode where he was going to fight a person, he was going to fight a few people, but one of them was a guy, it was the Ginyu Force, and he was going to fight Nappa and I think Vegeta and stuff like that. But what he did was he did something really crazy. Now, looking back on it, Goku in the series, he was portrayed as being kind of naive, because I don't want to spoil it, but he was a little bit naive. So he ended up, spoilers by the way, but he ended up giving his opponents something that will replenish their health. Pretty much, it was an item. I'm not gonna say what it is, and his reasoning behind that was, he's like, listen, I want to see people at their best. I don't want any excuses, and that's the philosophy that I have. I want to see players healthy. So with that being said, Grant Hill, number 33, who was a tremendous player, 99-2000, he got hurt, and he didn't know how bad his ankle was. His ankle, I think, was either misdiagnosed or it wasn't, checked out at all. And his ankle was really in bad shape. He ended up, this is how popular Grant Hill was. Like, he was one of the best players in the league, hands down. After 99-2000, Grant Hill was one of the best players in the league. At least top 5. At least top 5. Possibly top 10, depending on who you ask, but, at the very least top 10. More than likely top 5. Heading into 2000-2001. But he had an ankle injury that never got healed or never got diagnosed or misdiagnosed. And that's what derailed his career in Orlando, ultimately, because he was just hurt. He couldn't stay on the floor. And that's to me, besides this trio getting together, the biggest what if is, what if Grant, this is kind of two, but what if Grant Hill stays healthy? Or does he stay healthy? See, that's the thing. Because if Grant Hill is not healthy, I don't think they're beating the Lakers. Let's just say in 2001, that was the whole year with Allen Iverson, making his splash in the NBA. They acquired Dikembe Mutombo and the 76ers. They go all the way to the finals in that, very special, magical run. The whole David and Goliath matchup against the Lakers, and they eventually lost after winning game 1. But what if it's the Magic instead of the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals? And see, that's the thing, like with Grant Hill, is he going to be healthy enough to make a return for the playoffs? That's the whole thing. Does he make an impact in the playoffs? Does he make an impact in the finals? Do they win without him? I don't think so. With that Lakers team, you gotta go full strength because they were not playing. Kobe Bryant officially turned into a superstar, averaging like 28 points, I think. anywhere from like 26 to 28 points, but he was going off. You know, he increased his points by at least like 5 points, going from like 22 to like 26, 27, 28. And he was ready. He was ready to take on all challenges. And the Diesel, oh man, the Diesel was incredible. But this is a very interesting what if, but something tells me, I just have a really sinking suspicion that even if this trio would have linked up, I don't. It's so tough. It's so tough. I don't think they stay healthy enough. I just don't see it because, well, I don't think Grant Hill stays healthy enough. I just don't see it, and that's kind of why I wanted to cover this video. I don't think, and Grant Hill was tremendous, man. He was really, really good. He was really, really good. You know, he was, you know, he had a similar play style to like a, you know, to a LeBron, to a, you know, a Penny. He was a playmaker, a scorer, can attack the rim. Listen, this guy, he was so good. Now Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest defenders, but Scottie had no answer for Grant Hill. There's highlights out there. He had no answer for Grant Hill. Grant Hill did whatever he wanted to do against Scottie Pippen. He was that damn good. And he gave Jordan a run for his money also. So, oh man, it's really tough because I think because of Duncan, they definitely would be a contender because of Duncan. And Duncan had an injury in 99-2000 where he didn't play in the playoffs. And you know, in 2001, that's why it was so important for, you know, I think they met up with the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. And for Shaq, it was so important for him to dominate. He dominated in that series. As well as Kobe, he did very good. But Shaq made it a point to dominate in that series because Duncan, you know, there was chatter about how Duncan was hurt in the 99-2000 playoffs. And they were saying because of his championship experience and with San Antonio, that the Lakers, they're lucky they didn't have to meet up with the San Antonio Spurs because the Lakers wouldn't have gotten past them. Which is another interesting what if as well. What if Duncan never got hurt in the before the 99-2000 playoffs? But, so, I don't know. You know, it's really, really tough. I don't think you go into that series with Duncan and McGrady and you come out the winner, especially knowing McGrady's track record. Now, I will say this. What happened in McGrady's career is very unfortunate because he didn't have, like, I think for sure Grant Hill was in the duo of what did exist between Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady. Grant Hill was the Batman and Tracy McGrady would have been the Robin. And he willingly would have accepted that role, and I think did accept that role. So, and McGrady, listen, a good game to watch McGrady in is the 2001 All-Star game. Like, he was so versatile. He was so explosive. And he, in his day, he's definitely an underrated defender. Tracy McGrady, because of his size, was definitely capable of playing good defense. I remember he blocked Kobe's shot in the 2001 All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? That's how good Tracy McGrady was. McGrady was a beast, but he didn't have his Batman. And that's why McGrady struggled throughout those years. It's like, listen, well, you know, he didn't have like his guy to really take the pressure off of McGrady. That's why he had to adapt and become a heavy scorer for those Orlando Magic teams. But just thinking about it, what if he had a healthy Grant Hill and a Tim Duncan? Oh my goodness, what? Now, like I said, it would be interesting. Like, I could see them beating the Lakers. I could see them beating the Lakers. If you take 2001 McGrady, 2000 Grant Hill, and like 2002 Tim Duncan, MVP Tim Duncan, yeah, I could see them. I know the years don't match up, but I'm just saying. Just thinking about them playing at a high level, I see them not only dominate. And let's be clear, the Eastern Conference back then in that time was very weak. So Tim Duncan going to the Magic kind of balances the shift of power, because when you seriously think about it, right? The Spurs and the Lakers, honestly, were the two best teams in the 2000s coming out of the Western Conference. So from 2000 to 2007, think about this. The Western Conference won 5 championships, with the 2 lone years being 2004, when the Detroit Pistons won, and 2006, when the Miami Heat won. The rest went to the Western Conference. 2 of those, 2003 and 2000. Wait, am I getting that math right? Is that 8? No, excuse me. 3 of those, 03, 05, and 07, went to the Spurs, and Tim Duncan was on those teams. Not to mention the 99 NBA Finals, which was a lockout shortened season, but you know, the West was on the rise since Michael Jordan retired in 98. 99, the Spurs win. 2003, the Spurs win. 2005, the Spurs win. 7, the Spurs win. 2000, the Lakers win. 2001, 2002, the Lakers win. 3P. That is very interesting. You take Tim Duncan off the Spurs and they don't make it as far as they do. And that's very interesting. So I think it's safe to say that with this team healthy, there's no doubt in my mind they would have been the team out of the East. No doubt in my mind. You know, but it really is an interesting what if, you know. I sometimes think about this what if, and you know, like I said, in a way I kind of felt bad for McGrady of having to shoulder that burden of being the only superstar on the team. You get what I'm saying? I really kind of felt bad for him because, you know, he was going to form a devastating 1-2 punch with Grant Hill. But to have Grant Hill get hurt and he had to shoulder the burden. And listen, there's no explanation for blowing a 3-1 lead. You know, Kobe Bryant blew a 3-1 lead. There's just no excuse for that. Dr. J blew a 3-1 lead to the Celtics. You know, Golden State blew a 3-1 lead to the Cavs. There's just no excuse for that. You understand what I'm saying? But I think in McGrady's case of blowing a 3-1 lead, it was Tracy McGrady versus the Detroit Pistons back in 2003. Like, come on now. Like, a team is going to beat another team that, for the most part, that just has one superstar scoring the ball like that. Like, think about it like this, right? At least in AI's case, because it was similar with T-Mac and AI, they both were the primary scorers. But the difference is that at least in Allen Iverson's case, he had a lot of good to great defenders on his team. The Magic didn't really have that. You had guys like Pat Garrity, John Amici, and then you had an old Patrick Ewing, Horace Grant, Darrell Armstrong. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be disrespectful in no way, shape, or form. I'm just saying those are not going to be the most talented defenders on your roster. You know what I'm saying? So they tried to put guys around him, but with AI for that one season alone had way more help than McGrady had in his time in Orlando without Grant Hill. That's just facts. Well, in my opinion anyway. But I'm just saying it does make a very good argument. But it was really McGrady on his own, you know? And I kind of felt bad because he's not, you know, he had his opportunity to be a star, but I don't think, what I call Chase, I would call him a borderline star. Because when I think of a star player, I think of a guy that can at least get you out of the first round, maybe the second round, and maybe fail in the Eastern Conference or in the conference playoffs, or even in the finals. Well, I would consider a superstar, but a star player, yeah, definitely has to get it done in the first round, you know? So it's unfortunate, but I think this trio would have been something. This trio healthy, and you put these guys in 2001, Would I say they're gonna win the championship over the Lakers? Ooh, that's tough. But I will tell you this. It's tough to say, but I will tell you this. I think star for star, everybody cancels each other out, and I think they have the advantage by having Grant Hill. Tim Duncan is going to cancel out Shaq. Tracy McGrady is going to cancel out Kobe Bryant, and there's no answer for Grant Hill. Listen, I like Rick Fox. Rick Fox is not going to do nothing with Grant Hill. That's not happening. I don't think so. All right, Grant Hill would have been too much for Rick Fox. So I think that's where the separation is. But then again, the Lakers had a really good bench. So I don't know. It's really tough to say. It's all a what if, whatever. But I think they have a good... I wouldn't be surprised if they win in a 7-game series. Let's just say that. I could see it coming down to 7 games. And I could see Orlando beating the Lakers. And I could see Orlando being a dynasty. But like I said, that's all if Grant Hill stays healthy. So this was kind of 2 for 1, you know. But I wanted to expand on this video because I did talk about it on my gaming channel during my NBA streak and my NBA Live 2002 showcase game with the Magic versus the Spurs. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it and get my thoughts and opinions on it. Hope you all enjoy, you know what I'm saying? This is the what if scenario for Tim Duncan if he goes to the Orlando Magic. If Doc Rivers doesn't say his family can't get on the team plane, who knows? I mean, maybe McGrady and Tim Duncan, maybe they still have success and they win a championship or 2. Who knows? Who knows? Because that Shaq and Kobe duo was not going to stick around forever. So if they would have stayed together, that would have been interesting also to see Duncan and McGrady. And considering how bad the Eastern Conference was, Tim Duncan would have balanced out the Eastern Conference, and he would have been the heavy favorite coming out of the East. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. You know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan goes to the Magic. What a scenario. Crazy to think about. But these 3 guys, salute to these 3 guys, man. Salute to Tim Duncan, Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady. This would have been a devastating trio. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I'm out of here, y'all. Stay tuned.